It's Sunday. It's Mark Pires. I was walking down the road today. It's Renaissance Man. I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's Daily Variety Show Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 1336 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. And we're get into it just like we do every single night, fam and friends. So make sure you smash that screen, you subscribe, and ding the bell. All notifications on. That's what you're going to want to do. And we're going to get into it, guys. We got a couple of news stories for you tonight. It's Sunday evening. It's not going to be a super long show, a little earlier. Let's get down. What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne, your wheeze is on like freaking overload tonight. Do you have like a distortion pedal on your freaking wheeze? Because we're here trying to do a show. You know. How's everybody doing out there in TikTok world? I want to say hi to you. I want to say hi to everybody over on YouTube. Remember, we're here every single night. This is the 1336th day in a row of this show. It is the longest running show on planet Earth. Planet, flat Earth, whatever the frig you want to call it. We're the longest running show on it. And it's every day, and we do it for about a half hour plus. So don't go anywhere. It's just going to be about 30 minutes of news for you right now. We're getting an incoming woohoo. If you guys don't know about it, Zabrosk. Matt Zabrowski, hired hand, comes out here and drops a woohoo for us every single night. And then we get into the friggin' show. So how's everybody doing? Where are you guys coming in from tonight? Say, hey, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Detroit. Whatever the frig on the screen. And smack that friggin' screen. The more you do it, the more family members you come and hang out with us here. It's a positivity platform. We're here to lift each other up into the friggin' light. You know? Tonight we're talking about gravity. Yeah, it's a story I saw. Look, I pull stories and we read them live, cold, and we see how it goes. Like a Jim Carrey / Charlie Day read. And we have a good time. There's typically no swearing here. You guys can swear all the frig you want, you know what I mean? But when I'm doing the news, we just get into it and try to keep it clean for you in case you got a kid around or something. After 10:30, I may drop a friggin' F-bomb. I'm just saying. You know? But listen, we're doing it every single day. I hope you guys are too. And let's see, Willie West. Are you coming in from the West Coast, Willie West? Anyway, who's out there on the YouTube channel? I see Trish kicking it with me from the top, and Wolfie's over on D Live. Guys, we're live on like 17 platforms right now, and I don't know if anybody's watching on any of them, but if you can, and you see this platform, and you see this show, smack that friggin' screen, right? What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne, I can't give you the microphone so you could say hello to the TikTok family. I'm sorry. She'll break the camera. She's done it 5 times over. We're trying to save, you know, some dollar bills here. Just, you know what I'm talking about. 2022 recession style. But anyway, guys, there's a woohoo coming. Let's get into it together. We got some news coming. 1336 days in a row. Let's get it. Joanne, stop the wheezing. Zabrowski, woohoo. Give it to us. Woohoo! Right? Oh, man, that was good. 7.9. Zabrowski, what do you expect? You did it, but it wasn't like an awesome woohoo. It was a good one. You know, it's not like you were like giving us the Grammy-worthy performance that we expect on a daily basis here. So anyway, guys, we're going to get into the news now. Zabrowski, thank you again for the woohoo. Joanne, can you pop this up on the screen so family members are able to see this freaking story with me, YouTube style? You know, it's the problem with Joanne is she wheezes and she doesn't work. You know, they said like whistle while you work. Joanne's wheezing while she doesn't work. Yeah, it's a new song I'm writing. We're going to do it later on. Wheezing while she doesn't work. I just play around with her sometimes when she do. Joanne, don't throw your freaking doll hair at me. She gets paid $500 an episode in a freaking envelope. I cut the doll hair every day. 500, 2, 3 into an envelope, you know. Anyway, guys, by the way, just remember at the end of the day, Joanne's not real. But this story about to read is, here we go, a new study confirms. Well, Joanne, can you do me a favor here and get it on the screen at least? Like, I'm here trying to do it. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Joanne. But Joanne, I'm not on the screen anymore. Oh. Thank you, Joanne. Sometimes she forgets to push the button. But I'm here with you now. So, guys, let's get into this friggin' story. We're doing it early today. Menon wanted their sponsorship, moment early in the show tonight instead of after the news story. I told him I'd do that. Just tonight only, we'll do a Menon at the top. Usually we give it right at the tail. You know what I mean? It's usually where it goes best. You do the Menon after the speed stick roll on deal, A new study confirms that gravity has remained constant for the entire age of the universe. I think this is going to be an interesting story. For over a century, astronomers have known that the universe has been expanding since the Big Bang. Joanne. For the first 8 billion years, the expansion rate was relatively consistent since it was held back by the force of gravitation. However, thanks to missions like the Hubble Space Telescope, which is like a freaking plane that flies around, by the way, and it has a telescope on the plane, and they shoot out at night, and they get lots of really cool stuff. And they're like, look, the Hubble shot this. No, I'm sorry. This is a stupid freaking telescope in a plane. Check it out. I forget what it's called. Saw it the other day. I was like, interesting. It's like a 20-ton freaking telescope on a plane, on like a 767, flying around. They call it like Sally or something like that, or Atlas, some weird thing. And they're like out there freaking shooting every night. And from a plane. And they're, hey, look what we got tonight. Interesting. This is a contentious hypothesis since it means that Einstein's general theory of relativity, which has been validated 9 ways from Sunday, it's wrong apparently. But according to a new study by the International Dark Energy Survey Collaboration, the nature, Joanne, is that a thing or is it nature? You want to try that again? Yes. The nature of gravity has remained the same throughout the history of the universe. These findings come shortly before the 2 next-generation space telescopes, Nancy Grace Roman and Euclid, are sent to space to conduct even more precise measurements of gravity and its role in cosmic evolution. The DES collaboration comprises researchers from universities and institutes in the US, UK, Canada, Chile, Spain, Brazil, Alemania. Joanne, I'm going with the old school. Instead of calling it Germany, going Alemania on them. Japón. If you're in Spanish class and you want to say Japan, you'd say Japón. Yeah. And Italia, we're going there too. Australia, Norway, and of course, Switzerland. But yeah, no, that's where Federer's from. Joanne, she's a huge fan of Federer. I get it. He's great. Their third-year findings were presented at the International Conference on Particle Physics and Cosmology, which took place in Rio de Janeiro from August 22nd to the 26th. There were also papers titled Dark Energy Survey Year 3 Results, Constraints on Extensions to Lambda CDM with Weak Lensing and Galaxy Clustering. I know you freaking know exactly what that was, right? I'm with you. We got it, right? I just had to say it once. What the frig is... Joanne, what's a lambda? Let me read it for us again, because I don't know what the frig I just read. Dark Energy Survey Year 3 Results, Constraints on Extensions to Lambda CDM with Weak Lensing and Galaxy Clustering. I got to figure there's some sort of clustering going on there in the galaxies. Just getting that from the text on the screen here that Joanne, put together for us. Thank you, Joanne, for the story. Freaking crap story. It appeared in the American Physical Journal on Physical Review D, Joanne. Einstein's general theory of relativity, which he finalized in 1915, describes how the curvature of space-time is altered to the presence of gravity. For over a century, this theory has accurately predicted almost everything in our universe. From Mercury's orbit and gravitational lensing to the existence of black holes. But between the 60s and 90s, 2 discrepancies were discovered that led astronomers to wonder if Einstein's theory was correct. First, astronomers noted that the gravitational effects of massive structures like galaxies and galaxy clusters did not accord with their observed mass. This gave rise to the theory that space is filled with an invisible mass that interacts with normal, aka luminous or visible matter via gravity. Meanwhile, the observed expansion of the cosmos and how it is subject to acceleration gave rise to the theory of dark energy and the lambda cold dark matter. There we go with the lambda CDM. Now I get it. Trying to figure out what a CDM deal. I thought it was like a license you needed to get in order to work a freaking 2-ton truck. I need to get my CDM license. I don't know. It sounded like it. Anyway, cold dark matter is an interpretation where the mass is composed of large, slow-moving particles, while lambda represents dark energy. In theory, these two forces constitute 95% of the total mass energy content of the universe, yet all attempts to find direct evidence of them have failed. The only possible alternative is that relativity needs to be modified to account for these discrepancies. To find out that's the case, members of the DES used Victor M. Blanco 4-meter telescope at the Cerro Telololo Inter-American Observatory in Chile to observe galaxies up to 5 billion light years away. They hope to determine if gravity has varied over the past 5 billion years, or cosmic distances. They also consulted data from other telescopes, including ESA's Planck satellite, which has been mapping the cosmic microwave background since 2009. Need a little coffee. You got a little freaking coffee while you're doing a story. They paid close attention to how images they saw contained subtle distortions due to dark matter gravitational lenses. As the first image released from the James Webb Space Telescope illustrated, scientists can infer the strength of gravity by analyzing the extent to which gravitational lens distorts space-time. So far, the DS collaboration has measured the shapes of over 100 million galaxies, and the observations all match with general relativity. Joanne, general relativity predicts. The good news is that Einstein's theory still holds, but this also means that the mystery of dark energy persists for the time being. Luckily, astronomers will not have to wait long before new and more detailed data is available. First, there is the ESA's Euclid mission, slated to launch by 2023 at the latest, which means 2034. NASA rules. We give it to them and then we never give it to them. Or maybe we do after 37 years. And then we're like, we destroyed the technology. We can't go back to the moon. Oh, you never went, you mean? Oh, the telemetry data, you got rid of that too? Guess you didn't need that. It wasn't worth the billions you spent on it. Anyhow, Roman Space Telescope will look back over 11 billion years. These will be the most detailed cosmological surveys ever conducted and are expected to provide most compelling evidence for or against the Lambda CDM model. As study co-author Agnes Ferte, who conducted the research as the postdoctoral researcher at JPL, said in a recent NASA press release, there is still room to challenge Einstein's theory of gravity. Gravity, Joanne? What the frig? It's gravity. Gravity. Sometimes when you're reading it quick, you just don't even know what you're reading. As measurements get more and more precise, but we still have so much more to do before we're ready for Euclid and Roman. So it's essential we continue to collaborate with scientists around the world on this problem, as we've done with dark energy survey. In addition, observations provided by Webb of the earliest stars and galaxies in the universe will allow astronomers to chart the evolution of the cosmos from its earliest periods. Those efforts have been potential to answer some of the most pressing mysteries in the universe. These include how relativity and observed mass and expansion of the universe coincide, but could also provide insight into how gravity and the other fundamental forces of the universe, as described in quantum mechanics, interact. A theory of everything. If there's one thing that categorizes the current era of astronomy, it is the way that long-term studies and surveys, next generation instruments, are coming together to test what has been the stuff of theory until now. The potential breakthroughs of these could lead to both delight and confound us, but ultimately they will revolutionize the way we look at the universe. All right. Well, that's the story, Joanne. Thank you for pulling that one. What else do we have on the list today? Oh, this one I just had a real chuckle at. Republicans poised for smaller gains in House, poll suggests. These freaking crap polls, right? I'm going to see how many people did they poll. I didn't get a call. Let's see. Democratic prospects in November midterms might not be as bad as predicted earlier in the year, with Republicans' projected gains shrinking in the House representatives, according to CBS News poll. I gotta love those freaking CBS News polls. Hold on, let's do something together. CBS News poll. We did this story yesterday. Google. CBS News poll. CBS News poll. 2016 election. Let's see what CBS News poll said in 2016. Let's see. CBS News polls. This has got to be what it is right here. With just one day left in the 2016 presidential race, Hillary Clinton holds a 4-point lead over Donald J. Trump nationally, 45% to 41%. Similar to last week, fewer voters. That's actually not that bad, guys. Only 3% difference. Like, I was led to believe that they were thinking it was going to be a blowout, that she was going to blow them out. Clinton leads among women, African Americans, and younger voters, and she has the edge among whites with a college degree. Clinton voters are more likely to strongly favor their candidate than Trump voters. Really? While Trump voters are slightly more likely than Clinton voters to cast their vote because they dislike other candidates. That's pretty true. Where the race stands on the eve of the 2016 presidential election, Clinton now holds a small lead. In a four-way matchup that includes Libertarian Gary Johnson and Green Party candidate Jill Stein, the CBS News poll finds Clinton holding a 4-point lead over Trump. In a two-way matchup that doesn't explicitly name the third-party candidates, Clinton also has a 4-point lead over Trumper. So, guys, it's actually, I got to give it to them. They didn't say 18 points like some people, Let's just see what they said in 2020. I mean, I still think that's impossible for anybody to really look at anything because nothing was accurate. I mean, if you did not see 2,000 Mules yet, whoa, holy freaking cow. That happened. That's real. Crazy. And guys, if you haven't yet, head over to YouTube. Why the hell is this not working now? Why you not hearing me? You doing me? You kidding me? Hello me. Okay. All right. Is that going to work now? 2020. What the frick is wrong? Is the battery dead or something? Maybe the battery needs to be changed. That could be what it is. Hold on, Oh, I know why. It's that thing is freaking open. Jeez, you know what? Sometimes you're just like not seeing what's on the other side of the screen. Where were you guys on that one? Okay, election results now. We want to go on the eve. Let's see. CBS poll. 2020 election. Eve. Let's see if there's anything here. Nothing. Biden leads. Trump needs election day surge to win. Well, I think he got that, but apparently our current president got 81 million votes. Anyway, I guess I gotta say that I didn't go as planned. It backfired. I expected that to be like 18 points that Biden's going to win by, or 18 points that Clinton's going to win by. 3 points. That could go either way when you get a stupid poll and it says 3 points and then Trump wins. You know what I mean? And that was pretty much down the middle. There's pretty even there, the votes. I think they got about the same amount of votes between Trumper and Hillary. So I think that poll was actually a lot closer. I guess as they got closer, they started to get a little more accurate. I don't know. But 3 points is actually, I would say, within range of being anybody's game. So they called that one pretty dead on. And the other one it even said that CBS came out and said, he's got to have a surge if he wants to win. So maybe CBS has got something here. What did they say again? We're going back to it. and this may not be, no, this is Politico. It's not freaking CBS. But CBS News does have this freaking poll. Anyhow, Republicans poised to have a smaller gain in the House. Democratic prospects in November midterms may not be as bad as predicted earlier in the year. Let's just see how many people they actually polled for this. And first of all, if there's anybody out there who's approving of this freaking president, it rose 3 points to 45%. Come on. Why? Oh, because he did $10,000 of... Oh. I'm living in the twilight zone. You know, let's see. The representative sample of 2,126 registered voters were interviewed between August 24th and 26th with a margin error of 2.4 points. So, 2.4, and they're talking about basically the margin could be 2.4 of error. So from him to be for Biden to be a 42 to now to be a 45, he could still be a 42.6. Based on the margin of error, he could be a 42.6 and they just got it wrong. He's nowhere near the 45. You know? Anyway, I just think that I'm not approving of any of this. I don't know if you guys are, but what the friggin' heck. Anyway, what else do we got here, Joanne? We're getting... Oh, this is a good one. After $177 billion. What's that? How much billions? $177 billion. Oh, Dr. Evil likes billions. Look, no, number 2. No, get my briefcase. I'm going to take the billions. Look, after $177 billion in investment, why do metaverse graphics still suck? It's a great freaking title, too. Sorry, I almost titled that the show tonight. It's going to be like, why does freaking Zuckerchooch and metaverse graphics still blow? You know, metaverse has been touted as the place where all will spend their lives in the future. You didn't see freaking Future, you know, Ready, go, Set, Now, Go, whatever that stupid movie was. Like, everybody wears the mask and you got to get the gear, you know, you're having sexaroo in it, you know, whatever. Metaverse has been touted as a place where you spend, yeah, I just said that, Joanne, you're making me read it double-decker style. It's approaching 20 years since the release of Second Life, an early stab at an immersive multiplayer universe from Linden Labs, in which people began living and working, as well as making plenty of cash along the way. 2 decades on, the promise first hinted at in Second Life is nearing reality, as the persistent digital world of metaverse starts to make inroads into the mainstream. The breathless coverage and endless hype of the metaverse would have the average person convinced that they'd need to start planning for a life permanently attached to the VR set. 1 billion of us are due to enter the metaverse by the end of the decade, Mark Zuckerchooch has, if he has his way, while Research Bank City says the metaverse industry will prop up an economy that could be worth anything from $8 trillion to $13 trillion by the same date. If it's eye-popping figures like this that have attracted over $177 billion in investment into the metaverse since the start of 2021, according to McKinsey. There's just one problem. The graphics on the platforms being heralded as the forefront of the future look about the same, if not worse, than 20-year-old Second Life. Wow! When Meta announced the launch, its metaverse platform Horizon Worlds in France and Spain this week, it was greeted with widespread monkeypox. What? Joanne, widespread mockery. She's just being a goose, you know. She changed it on the screen. You guys saw that. The brunt of the criticism was borne by CEO Mark Zuckerchooch's dead-eyed, legless cartoon avatar, forcing a hasty redesign. Look at that Zuckerchooch. He's like, are you trying to look like Peyton Manning? What are we doing over here? Oh, look, my name is Zuckerchooch. I'm in the metaverse now where people like me. Nobody freaking likes you anywhere. They don't like you in the metaverse. They don't like you in the real world. Get your stupid freaking like gray outfit that you wear every day. Dude wears the same thing every day. He doesn't want to question. He doesn't want to spend any time worrying about it. What else do you do? You never created anything of your own. You've stolen everything and made yourself billions of dollars by being a thief. That's it. He's good at organizing, thieving, and then building a business around somebody else's good idea. Go check out the twins, the two twins that actually created Facebook when it was called something different in Harvard. It was called like Harvard Facebook. And he freaking stole it. If you didn't see the movie. Anyway, so now he's this genius who needs to spend all his time focused on the next thing he's going to create. Oh, he's so freaking important with your dumb freaking face. Look at that dumb freaking Peyton Manning looking face. Are you kidding me? Crushed nose? What are we doing over there, Zuckerchooch? Where are your dumb dimples? I don't see enough of them. Freaking, where's your adreno? And he's got green eyes now. Joanne, when did Zuckerchooch have green eyes? I'm looking for a girl with green eyes. Oh, you're doing that? Are you kidding me? Big City, Little Big Trouble, Little China style? Lopan? When Lopan came out, looking for the girl with the green eyes, Kirk Russell, popped out. And he's like, I'm going to save Kim Cattrall. But really, looking for the girl with the green eyes. That guy was freaking the best. Lopan. It's not just the big Tex Legacy players that were affected. Look at that dumb freaking face. No, Joanne, I know, it's ridiculous, And yeah, no, Joanne, the wheeze is, it's impossible to get over the wheeze. If you could please keep it down. Just a tad. You could put something over your face like a pillow. That might help. Look at that dumb face. Joanne, take the pillow down now. And look at that dumb face up there. Zuckerchooch. No, I know. Joanne says she'd still date him. Joanne, I know you're a gold digger. Whatever. At the end of the day, I got a gold digger back there. She gets paid doll hair. Of course, she's going to be down with, Zuckerchooch, even though he looks like a freaking Peyton Manning wannabe. Anyhow, guys, Decentraland has come in for criticism with their graphical stylings, too. This looks like freaking 8-bit. We're going back in time to Nintendo 64-ish. That's basically what we got here, is like Nintendo 64 graphics. It's terrible. Game Boy-ish graphics, you know what I mean? And like, oh, look, I bought a piece of crap freaking art land. You bought a piece of land on Decentraland? Where it's like, oh, it's decentralized land. No, it's a freaking crap website that someone designed. And they put a dumb ship there. Freaking One-Eyed Willie's on there, They're going to go out there and see if it's filled with gold, Chunk. Chunk is going to go out there. He's going to bring, he's going to go out with Sloth. And together, they're going to take over that ship. Sloth's going to jump up to the top with his freaking dumb knife. Hi, you guys. He's coming down, Shh. Chunk. Everybody's like, what the frick is the Mongoloid? He comes out of nowhere. He's patenting people, One-Eyed Willie. In Decentraland. Oh, you have to buy a piece of land if you want to have a shot at One-Eyed Willie. Anyway, guys, I bet you're not going to go and buy a piece of land. You're not up for it? You're not up for the challenge, One-Eyed Willie and Sloth? You remember Goonies? What the frig? It's like sometimes I'm going into these crazy little, like pieces of movie history where I just start rambling on characters from movie history. And I have no idea if anybody out there knows who any of these people are. If they're like, oh yeah, I miss freaking Goonies. I miss seeing Sloth do the truffle shuffle. No, nothing. What are we talking about over here? If you don't know about the truffle shuffle, you got to go and get Goonies. Go and rent that friggin' thing on. Go on. I'm sure you can watch it on YouTube. You can go get it on freaking Amazon Movies, whatever the frick it's called. I don't watch TV. I do this, and then I sell real estate. So I make a living. So, by the way, if you want to at all buy or sell a piece of real estate, I'm your guy. No matter where it is on planet Earth, just let me know, and I will either find you an agent if it's not where I am, or if you're in New Canaan, Connecticut, or anywhere in Connecticut, if you're anywhere in New York, I can help you personally. I actually love to do that. But anyway, this is my newest listing that I need to sell this puppy, guys. I just reduced it. Not I, but my clients are just willing to understand the market's starting to shift, and they got a high-end property, and they need to adjust in order to capture a buyer, potential buyer. So this property is pretty insane. I've done a bunch of shorts at this property. It's 6.33 acres. The original owner spent $21 million putting this place together. It's completely insane. And some things are definitely different than I would have myself done them. But you know what? They're so cool with you have to imagine something here. You're in New York City and you just want to get the frig out of New York City, and you want to be close enough to get back to New York City by Monday or whatever, by Tuesday. And you take a ride out to New Canaan, Connecticut, which is literally 45 minutes to an hour away. And when you get there, you have this like freaking compound. I don't know if you could see you could see my little hand here on the screen. This right here is that main house. This is a cabana right here. They spent $750,000 building out this cabana. There's a beautiful fireplace. There's a full kitchen with Viking. Everything's totally top of the line. This is a trout pond. This is an awesome pool with a jacuzzi right here. This is a private driveway that comes down over here, so you can have staff park or big parties. You have people park down here when you have the parking. You know, where they call it, valet. The valet comes, brings the cars here, and they bring you out whenever you're leaving. This small building right here is the staff quarters. This freaking property has a staff quarters, And then this is my favorite thing of all right here. I don't know if I did a bad thing by doing that or a good thing, but this is a 4-level sports complex. Let me see if I can get through these photos here. All right, I'm just going to walk you through these real quick. This is the main house to the right. That's the sports complex to the left. It's a barn, 4 levels. Look at that. Right? Guys, head over to YouTube. You can see this listing. It's $5,995,000 for this ridiculous place that they spent $21 million building out, the previous owners. And this is all reclaimed lumber. That's a professional stage. They had people from Broadway come out and work on this. There's this back here that's closed is actually a dance ballet room. And let's see, I'll keep going over. Look at that staircase, though, by the way. Look at that freaking staircase. This is like Aspen, right? You feel like you're in Aspen. And, sorry, the half-court basketball court inside the house, inside the barn. So this is the main house itself. I'm just going to walk you through. This is what was here, and they just renovated this place and made it really cool. And crazy, right? Look at this is all called, sorry, I move very quickly because I'm like, okay, you saw it, let's go. That's called alderwood. And it's a very hard wood to find. You don't find alderwood very often. And they made the whole kitchen out of alderwood. This is a custom, so they had a painter come, and this is not the only one. They have these murals all over the house. This is one of them. And hold on, one other thing. Look at that sink. You guys see that limestone sink, or I'm in the way of it? I'm in the way of it, sorry. Forget about that. Don't even worry about that. These doors slide wide open with like a fingertip. You just go like this and they completely slide open. And it's just, what is that? Roughly 10 feet open, just open to the backyard, to the pond, to everything. Your views, you're totally private. It's like a den. More views of the den. Pretty cool room. This is the master. There's nothing really in there right now. There's 2 freaking bathrooms in the master, his and hers. Oh, look at that. That's with my drone. So 2013. Let me see. I'll grab this for you. Oh, 2013. I was the first realtor in Fairfield County, Connecticut. Or really, I think this entire area, to purchase a drone. And so it was all of a sudden became a big deal, not just in my community of realtors, but with a lot of other folks like the news. And the long story short was one of my clients called the newspaper because I I started doing this drone thing and no one had done it before. And he used to be a PR guy, so he's like, I'm going to write a little something. He wrote just a little something. I don't know what he even wrote. I got a call from the newspaper. All of a sudden they did a story. Then I got Channel 8 News. I got Fox in Connecticut and I got NBC in Connecticut. They all want to do a story on the drone guy. It's pretty cool. So the whole year I spent as this guy who was the expert of drone technology because I was the first one to do it in the real estate biz. And I wasn't charging for it. That was my concept. Is like, look, you hire me to list your home, I'll give you free aerial photography. And I had a lot of people say like, well, I'm just going to go buy a drone because Mark's going to go buy a freaking drone, dude. If you don't have an eye, you just bought a freaking expensive toy. I always think about that. As an artist, and this shows live art, but as an artist, even when I'm out there alone and I'm shooting pictures like this, I already saw this photo in my mind before I even put the drone in the air. When I get to any location, I have in my mind like a handful of locations I've already visualized where I'm like, oh, this property would be awesome if I can get this one shot from right over the trees in the corner over there. And so when I get it up in the drone up in the air, my immediate thing is, okay, I got at least 5 points I got to hit. And then whatever else I get is just gold. And this is a great example. I mean, I captured an image there. Look at this, all these shots. This was the shot by the photographer, actually. I had somebody else. They had someone from the luxury division come to shoot this. That's my drone, though. I think my drone, I like that over the water. Yeah. This is from the interior of the cabana. That's all Viking. They have like this really nice fridge there. How cool is that? That's a cool shot. Again, my drone, I think, is not the best drone in the world, but it's about the operator and about the angles you shoot. Everybody can shoot from a drone. You just have to get some good angles in order to really get people to say, like, wow, about a property. But again, this is a pretty... Look at that fireplace. You could have a serious hoedown in the backyard by the pond, with this cabana. So this is... We're going to go into the sports complex now. Oh, I guess not. One more shot of that. Here we go. Sports complex style. So you walk in from basically you saw those doors there. And this is your view. This kitchen table is like 22 feet long. It's insane. And you got your basketball court. You got your stage. Look at that. They got the real lighting there too. It's like sick, the stuff that's in this place. Beautiful. Those doors open wide too on the right. So cool. So this I'll just run through, but how cool is this? Duck pin bowling, got a pool table obviously, but lots of other stuff. The hockey game, sports, this is like I don't even know everything here stays. That's the thing. This is like all part of the sale. This back here is the 30 person. Oh no, I'm sorry. Look at this. That bar is pretty sick. That's lighting inside. Those chairs are all custom. I mean, these people just did it up. There's this home theater is up for 30 people. It's pretty sick. That's my favorite thing in the house, the golf simulator. I'll go there and play freaking golf. Look at that thing. You kidding me? Playing a little freaking golf simulator there. That's full swing golf. That's not just some crap golf simulator. That's the ultimate of golf simulators right there. It's a $50,000 golf simulator. Comes with the computer, everything. And that is the freaking other mural. I was telling you about there's murals in the house. They had someone paint Augusta National. That's like hole 6 or something at Augusta National. They painted the entire hole. As you walk in to the right where that door is, the whole wall, everything is Augusta National on hole 6. It's sick. And so I love that. Just really unique. And there you go. That's the house. Now, another one of my drone shots. I freaking love that one too. Man. Woo! So you can imagine if you were flying up there, taking the shots yourself. That's the end. So right there, you got it. Just reduced to, look at that. There's the listing agent. I know that guy. They won't let me change my photo. I don't like the background. My glasses, by the way, I'm going to give you an update on that. Got a little something funny about that. We talked about yesterday what happened to my glasses. Where did I don't know what happened to the other part, but I'll tell you this. yesterday we looked at my broken glasses because Maggie ate the freaking hell out of them, you know? Well, today I'm in the yard and my daughter says, Daddy, look, I found the other part of your glasses. My freaking Maggie. She chewed the freaking hell out of this. Look at this. This is insanity. That's my dog. So I was thinking if I could find the other piece, I may glue the whole thing together as a gag, but now I can't find the other piece, so I may have thrown it out. I was like so upset that it is so freaking torched. She literally bit off all of the plastic. You could see the bite marks right there on the side. Oh my goodness, it's insane. That's a Maggie situation there for you. Oh my goodness, the lifeboat in the house, my brother Tommy. Andrew Golden, Chris Donaldson, Jeffrey Flissick, Pamela Swan, S. Coop, the lifeboat guys. If you haven't subbed, please do. And Tim Beers, Trish Killian, and Yardbirds. I'm loving it. Guys, we are getting into a little bit of news, but I wanted to share because I need to sell this property. If you guys know anybody who happens to be up in the New York City area, here's a crazy thing. There's this thing where they say 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Have you ever heard this? Where everybody can be connected within 6 people. And there is somebody who knows Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor just signed a $360-something million deal. And apparently he's looking at penthouses on like Upper East Side of New York. Well, Francisco Lindor, wouldn't it be friggin' awesome to have a $6 million property that was worth $21 million that has a 4-level sports complex, basketball and everything else, like bowling and stuff, and you could just get away after your game sometimes, you know what I mean? And you don't have to go to New York City, or you can, and then you could take that lady you met, and instead of, there, you could take her up to your freaking compound. Like, instead of being like, hey, you want to go to my penthouse? You'd be like, you want to go to my compound? You jump in the Guinea. You got the Lambo, you're doing it, top down, you're freaking driving through the night. You show up, New York to freaking New Canaan. You pull up, you freaking push the button into the garage, you roll up, basketball, you shoot one from 3-point, swish, take her down to the theater. You put on the latest home run you hit, and then you hit a home run there. 30-person, you could get all over that room. You know what I mean? It's Lindor. Guys, who knows him? Who knows Lindor? All we gotta do is get in touch with him, You know how sick it would be, guys, to own a place like that in order to like here's the craziest thing. I'm going to go back to this. In a perfect world, look at that stage right there. I could set up the green screen right there and do the show every freaking day, right? And here on this, right over here, they have down these stairs, like 400 chairs. We could set up chairs in here and have 400, whatever. I don't know if it's 400. Let's call it 100, 200 people sit here for the Renaissance Man show live. And they would be down with it, but it would have to be done before November because that's when the listing expires. And I don't want to lose the listing. I want to sell this listing. So 2 things. Maybe we should put together an event there where we do the show and we set it up. Yes. Could fly a drone inside. I've done it before. I just don't have the footage. There's a great story about this entire property. I think I should tell it, and maybe I'll do it tonight, but I'd rather tell it when I sell it. But if you guys have anybody in mind who's in the New York City area who's got deep pockets and who would love something that's totally private, completely unique, one-of-a-kind style, and it's a generational family compound, this is it right here. And I'm hoping between now and November, when this hopefully listing sells, but again, I have to prove myself and I got to get some activity going over there. So if you know anybody, please send them over. But I'd love to do a show there and just maybe about real estate. The show will be about real estate that day, whatever. But it'd be nice to do an event, like a seminar there, as seminar/show. Oh man. I'm thinking is maybe like a live event where it's like 3 or 4 people, a panel, or it's me and 2 or 3 people talking about stuff, and if I could get a few people to join me there, You know who? I wouldn't want to do another one, because not there at least, but Flat Earth Dave lives in Greenwich, and he came on the show once. I wonder, like, that would be a fun one to do from there. He could bring his stuff and we can, like, get into it. But I don't think I need to do another with. I'd rather do something that's more like talking about important life issues, and to have 2 or 3 people on, a psychiatrist, some sort of maybe a doctor with a specific trade that would be poignant in the discussions, and a scientist, physicist would be interesting just for conversation. That's the thing, is it's like, I think if I want to do a panel, I'd want it to be 4 different people, and just have a conversation take place and see where it goes based on, these different expertise running in all different directions, and then coming back to talk about a specific set of issues with this world, with society. And so I would love to, maybe, if you guys have any people in mind that you think would be able to make it to Connecticut and would do it free, because we're doing it for you guys just to put on a show. If they want to come and be a part of this and do something in this gym here and also hang out for the day, I'll grab lunch for everybody, and I think this is going to be a fun idea. Worst case, I just set up and I do the show. You know what I mean? And Jeffrey said he'd fly up. That'd be freaking awesome. Jeffrey says, let's do this. That's hilarious. What's Lindor, in his defense, his contract is different. He only makes about $2 million a week. He makes $2 million a week. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. It's just like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. He bought this freaking house. You know what I mean? In 3 weeks. 3 freaking weeks. Who knows Francisco Lindor? You know what? We need to do an episode that's what it's called, and then people have to push it out to him and see if we can get the dude to freaking show up. Maybe I should change the no, because this is too far into the episode. We have to do it first thing. Guys, here's the property. Where's Francisco Lindor? Let's go, Mets go. You hit one at the freaking green apple? What do they call it? The red apple? The big apple. Woo! Home run with the big apple that comes out. My daughter loves that. Andrew Golden, thank you so much, brother. You're amazing. Man, Andrew, you're phenomenal, buddy. I can't thank you enough for the support and for continuing to show your love with oh my goodness, Andrew said he'd fly out too. That would be pretty sick. Again, all walks of life, but important would be the cool thing. Title of the freaking show is these family members flew out to do a show, to do an episode. Like there's a cool title within that, where a couple of family members of this show that have been watching as a part of this community fly out to be a part of an episode like this, to be on a stage and do like a panel where we talk about, different issues. That would be pretty cool. Like I gotta talk to the owners, but I want to do stuff like that. In fact, when I got the listing, I said to him, he goes, I really like what you do on social media, with the music. He's like, you have a stage there. And I was like, I'd love to. I tried to get the equipment going there. I couldn't figure it out. The equipment there is so advanced. They have this crazy stuff there. So I don't think I can do their equipment. I think what I could do is just set up and go live. I have to bring my computer there, though. That's the only thing that's difficult. Or do I? It could just keep it really freaking simple and bare bones and just plug my phone. We go live, YouTube live or through Restream, where it goes to all the platforms, but it's not through my computer where I've got all my gadgets. It's just we're live and we're doing a panel. And I set it up prior, so it just goes live on the feed. And that's that. At the end, I just push end. You know what I mean? But that could be something, because I don't think I could bring all my equipment out there. So we'll have to figure that little portion out. But that stage, right? I think that stage would be pretty wild. In fact, I wouldn't bring my green screen for that. That would just be like, get on that stage and do a thing. And there's got to be, that's the thing. I really do need an OBS setup where I can put multiple cameras, So I could, ideally I could, while I'm in the middle of having this panel go, just click buttons and have different cameras pop on the screen so people who are watching in can see the close-up of each person and also see maybe a close-up of the room, whoever's in the room. Because I think it would be nice to actually have some guests for a panel, not just to have a panel and we're in this freaking empty gym. I'm saying having a freaking packed room, and maybe even what would be better, now I'm like starting to explore this concept, is to have questions come from the crowd, you know, about anything. Like that's also something like I think would be pretty fun, is to have like a Q&A night where you guys just ask me questions. Like I'm always here broadcasting, but you may have questions. Like I always wondered, you know, where'd you go? Whatever. Did you what sports were you in? Whatever it is, there may be things you were curious about, and I think it'd be important that we have an episode where it's a Q&A and we chat about things and you ask questions. So that could be a thing like I'm on a stage here again, because if I can't get it set up to be a thing where it's 3 weeks, a month out, and I could just do it quickly, get up there, have some people in a room firing off questions at me. I kind of dig that. Like I almost want to get in front of a massive crowd like tomorrow and just have people ask me difficult questions and how I feel about it. And it doesn't matter really. You could say, I don't give a crap how you feel about it, but I just want to do that. I like that. I used to sit in a room with my old manager. This is before I moved to my company I'm at now. And he used to do this thing called practice makes permanent. And when you were in the room, it would be with the entire office, everybody who works at the firm. And there'd be a basket on the table. And the manager's sitting there at the front. And he says, who wants to play next? And I'd always go right up. I'm like, I'm up. I walk up there. I was like, I want to go first every single time. Because I wanted people to it sounds kind of stupid, but I really wanted people afterwards to be like, oh, I don't want to go next, you know? And so I go up there every single freaking time and I put my hand into this basket and I'd pick out a piece of paper. I don't know what's on that paper. I hand it to my old manager and he'd say, okay, why should I hire you? And that's a tough question for people to ask or answer. Why should I hire you? Think about that for a second. How would you answer if someone said, why should I hire you? And keep in mind, I'm a real estate agent. And so he says, why should I hire you? In snap response, I said, because I wake up every day thinking about what I could do differently today in order to sell my properties. And he goes, okay. And then, so that was it. The next week, because it was once a week, I sit down and one of the agents in the office is sitting there and he's just asking around the room. He goes, okay, so blah, blah, blah. So why should I hire you? And he asks you, hey, and we'll call her Minnie. Hey, Minnie, why should I hire you? And she goes, because I wake up every morning thinking about what I could do different in order to sell my properties. And she didn't say it in a condescending manner. She tried to say it like as it was hers. And it friggin' pissed me off. And I looked at whoever was sitting next to me. I said, I'm never coming again. And I was like, I can't have people stealing what I say and then butchering it. Going in a listing appointment and saying, I wake up every morning thinking about what I can do. No, freaking don't pretend that's your words. You can't do that. You have to speak from the heart. If her answer is because I love what I do and because I'm going to work really hard for you. And if there is anybody out there, we're going to find them. That's an answer as well. When someone like a seller, I'm giving away my secrets now. Seller asks, what are you going to do different? What am I going to do different? I'm going to offer you exactly what everybody else offers you, but I also bring a social media background where I'm out here every day talking about the freaking property. Not every day, but we're talking about the freaking property. But outside of that, every property needs someone to be passionate about it. I feel like people look at everything as a number or as a sale, the transaction, and they don't look at what is beautiful about it. And that's what sells, is when you're passionate about something. And being passionate is one thing, but if you can't sit down with a homeowner when you're going to get a listing and you can't get along with them and you can't relate to them in some way where you put a smile on their face, you're not getting that listing. I almost feel like it's not even what you offer. It's not even what the commission is. It's how they get along with you and can they relate with you? Can they work with you for a period of time in order to sell this property? And they ask themselves those questions. And you have to be prepared, you know? So anyway, that's why I got to start doing more around what I actually do. You know, that's what I do. I sell real estate. I need more listings like this. So if you know anybody who has a property they want to sell, instead of them just throwing it out there and saying, I'm going to make a phone call, say, you know what, why don't you let the Renaissance Man find you an agent? It costs you nothing. Just tell them that. It costs them nothing. All you do is give me their information, and then I will locate an agent. And if that agent does a job for them that's good, they're going to sell that property. And when that agent gets their commission for selling that property, a piece of that commission is going to be sent to me as a referral fee. It costs that person $0 more. It costs the same amount as it would as if they just picked up the phone call and said, hey, Betsy, can you help me? If I find you Joanne and she's freaking that much better and she doesn't have a wheeze, you know, they'll be really thankful. But like, if I should find you someone like a Joanne and wheezless and she does a great job, Joanne's going to send over a referral fee. So it's what we do in real estate. In fact, it's one of the best parts of this business is that we supply each other with business, and in turn, we make a small referral fee in that transaction. So utilize the show because it's a different thing. If I was getting into finance, I would call Curtis Ray. He's a buddy who's been on the show. I would call Curtis Ray and say, hey, buddy, I want to do something with X. I got $50,000 I want to put towards an investment. What can you help me with? I wouldn't go on to Scottrade and start freaking making moves. That's stupid. You know, same as if someone's going to want to sell their house or get an agent. So just phone calling it in and saying, oh, who's on duty today? Oh, can I get that agent to help me? Do you guys realize when you call an agency and you say, I want to go out and look at property, that agency typically is going to find the agent in the office who's newest, who has the lowest commission split, so they make the most money on that transaction. And then they're hoping that that agent does a good job. The reality is you're not getting the best agent or agents. There's usually lots of good agents within an office. You want to make sure you're getting one of the really good agents. And that's why when you call and you ask questions, there will be a specific set of questions. Like, hey, what do you think? What's the market look like? Oh, how much is your commission? These are typical questions that anybody who's trying to figure out how to sell their house would ask. It's the realtor who does it every day who's going to ask a separate set of questions, which is going to give a different, I think, perspective on that potential agent you're thinking of hiring. And from there, I really have, in the past on my referrals, I usually ask for a handful of names, like 2 names, 3 names, and I'll call them, I'll speak with them. And then I put 1 or 2 names out there that I think look like they're a good fit and say, hey, look, make a call if you like one of them. If you don't like one of them, that's fine. That's why I always say, if you're going to call some, that's fine. Let me call someone too. So now you have 2 or 3 people to talk to instead of just 1. And then you see where you are afterwards. If you still like that first person you called, then go with it. But the thing is, I'd love for you to at least give me a shot to go and do that for you. I like going out there and seeing if I could find a potential great agent for a family member on this show. Jacqueline Grace is out there, hopefully selling her house soon, and someone from my firm is supposed to be helping out there. I hope they're doing a good job. But that's the point, is that we're all here doing things in order to make a living. My living is to sell real estate. If you guys appreciate this show, then think about me whenever you need to sell, buy, or anybody you hear about needs to sell or buy real estate. And I'd be happy to do everything I can within my power to create some magic for them and sell that property. Oh, goodness, Joanne. You know, Joanne, where did I go? I was there and then I wasn't there. Oh, I'm back. Guys. I started early today. Oh, goodness, guys. Good show, as always. Remember, tomorrow we do it all over again, Monday. Gonna try to get on earlier for you guys because late is not a good time for people. Everybody needs to get to bed early. I get it. So Andrew Golden, my brother, Jeffrey Flissick, Jacqueline Grace, we're just talking about you, Pamela Swan, Esku, Trish Killian, Yardbirds over here on TikTok. Is that I see my brother Truck Runner over there? Truck Gunner, is that you, brother? You're the best, brother. You're the best, my brother. This shirt, I'm not even sure my wife got this shirt for me. She's amazing. Oh, goodness. I'm about to go over an hour. It happens. Anyway, guys, till tomorrow, remember, keep sharing. Shorts all day tomorrow. Lots of stuff coming at you. Oh, by the way, please go over to TikTok and check out all my recent shorts. They send them to nobody for some reason. I don't know why I'm shadow banned, but we got to break through. TikTok, I was getting views until like today for some reason. So check it out. Link over here, guys. QR code it. See you tomorrow. Love you.